Let's do this.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to CoviDevotion with Beez. I am your host, Beez. And as you can see, I'm trialing something different here. For you guys on Instagram, I think I'm live. And this is technically, we're going back in time. We're the night before. For everyone else, this is a pre-recorded video to say, this is the CoviDevotion. The reason why is because I know that tomorrow is going to be quite hectic for me. I'm going back to school. And since I'm going back to school, it's going to be pretty intense. So I don't know if I'm going to have time to do CoviDevotion for Monday morning, month 5, week 2, day 1 AM session, or well, the only session because we're going day by day. So what I'm going to try and do is do a pre-recording of the CoviDevotion, pre-recorded the night before, and then launch it live for 9 o'clock the next morning. And we'll see how we go. If it's not working out, then we'll try something else. But for now, as we're going through a season of adjustment, I just want to say thank you for your patience and understanding. The time now is, if we're not going back in time, it's 11 o'clock the night before. So yeah, we'll see. We'll trial it out and we'll see how we go. I've had a really intense weekend. It was awesome. Amazing things happened, but we'll get straight into the content of it. And the content of the CoviDevotion is 0 is not the starting point. 0 is not the starting point. And the reason why I guess I was encouraged or inspired to talk about this, well, let me just first talk about the Bible passage first. The Bible passage that I'd like to read today is found in Matthew chapter 11, verse 28. So that's Matthew chapter 11, verse 28, and I'm going to read it, and it's a very short one. I'm going to read all, it goes Matthew chapter 11, verse 28 to 30. I'll read all 3 verses, but I'm really going to focus on just 28, but I think 28 to 30 really ties it up. It says, and this is Jesus speaking to the people, to the community, and it says this: "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." And I think for me, this passage hit home for me this weekend. Just kind of giving you a heads up, but we finally we got a dog. I don't know if you guys checked it on Instagram. The question, I put a poll up and I said, what is this dog, or what kind of dog is this dog? And it was a photo of a dog. We're still guessing if it was like if it's an Amstaff, if it's a pit bull, if it's cross Amstaff pit bull, or if it's something else. But one thing is, if you actually added, or if you tried to guess, or on Instagram, decided to kind of add your thoughts or which one you wanted to know, to be honest with you, we don't know. We got a dog, and what we do know is that it's 100% DOJ. It is. We adopted the dog. It was a rescue, and hopefully, we spent this weekend. We brought her home on Friday, spent the weekend adjusting. It was a bit intense, but it's been awesome and I really enjoy it. The reason why I wanted to talk about this passage in particular is because the invitation that God is willing to give us and wanting to give us. And I'm going to break it down. I've got a few points that I wanted to share with you during this time. The first one is this: who is Jesus actually speaking to when it comes to the CoviDevotion? Who is Jesus wanting to speak to when it comes to the context, not the COVID, the context of the message? And I love going to commentaries because it kind of explains that, because sometimes they get stuck and it's like, how can I put it into context for me? How can I apply it into my life if I don't know who he's talking to, or how he's trying to address the crowd or address the people, and who the people are he's trying to address? So what I learned and what I discovered is that he's trying to address the people who he spoke to those working in vain, or who felt they were working in vain because of the rules that were imposed upon them by the Jewish rulers or the Jewish authority. So you've got your Pharisees, your Sadducees, the people who have authority, the people who are revered by the community to be spiritual leaders and spiritual guides in this. And what they're doing is they're imposing these laws and imposing these practices, and the people, the common man, the common person, really struggles with the idea, and it feels like they're working and they're doing these practices, they're following these customs, but it's not really helping them in their spiritual life. They're not getting fulfilled. They're not seeking fulfillment. They're not experiencing fulfillment. They're not experiencing peace, joy. They're experiencing pressure. They're experiencing guilt. They're experiencing shame because they feel that they're not achieving what they're actually supposed to do. And it's making the matter worse. It's making it so much worse. And so when Jesus says this, he's saying this to the people who are just tired, who have tried and who have failed. And I read a commentary, and what I like about it, it says, "I will give you rest from the weariness of your futile toil, your fruitless toil, your fruitless toil." Imagine that, working so hard, like really slogging it out, trying to do good with the intent to try and be happy, to try and be peaceful, or to have a sense of peace, to try and be content, but just struggling and having life be such a slog. Jesus was speaking to those people. Jesus was saying, you know, I know that it's tough for you right now. And I know that there are people who have imposed things on your life who have supposed to be who's supposed to have been the support and the people to give encouragement and guidance, but they've failed you as well. And so he's saying, you know what, I'm coming, and so come, all you who are weary and burdened and heavy laden, come to me, come unto me, and I will give you rest. What I love about that is that the key thing that I love about this passage is that God recognized the struggle that they were going through. The reason why I titled this passage, or the reason why I titled this COVID devotion, is zero is not the starting point, is because Jesus, when he's talking to the people now, he knows that he's not approaching someone who has a blank slate and who is approaching him out of curiosity, or who is seeking him because they just want to know about Jesus. These are the people he's offering this to them. He's offering an invitation for peace, of peace and contentment, and having a peaceful life. He's offering this to the people because they're not starting at zero. They're actually starting from brokenness. They're coming from weariness. They're coming from fatigue. They're coming from past trauma. They're coming from experiences that have hurt them. They're coming from experiences that have left them wounded and broken and in need of healing. And Jesus is speaking directly to them. That's what I appreciate about this passage, is the fact that Jesus recognizes that they're coming from brokenness. He's not saying, "Hey, you're coming from a blank slate. Let me introduce you to this idea where I can give you peace." He's saying, no, no, no. All of you who have been broken and are weary from a fruitless toil, come unto me. All of you guys and girls and ladies and gentlemen, all of you who are weak, all of you who are suffering, come unto me and I will give you rest. I will give you rest. I love the idea that God acknowledges and recognizes and knows the struggles that we're going through, the slogs that we're going through. And so when I think about it, it's like, how can I apply it in my life today? The thing that speaks to me the most is the fact that God, what I appreciate about this passage the most is that God is saying, I know what you're going through. I know that you're not coming from a blank slate. I know that you're coming from a place of weariness. I know that you're coming from a place of brokenness. God knows what the world has done to us, and I'm talking about the sin of the world, like the corruption of the world, the hatred of the world, the sadness of the world, the betrayal of the world, the sin of the world. God knows what the world has done to us. The world has made us tired. The world has made us lacking hope. The world has made us to a place where we're lacking joy. And God is saying, I know what the world has done to you. I know what the world is doing to you, but I have a solution for you. Come to me, all of you who are weary because you've been toiling this fruitless toil, because you've been trying to do this without me, or you've just constantly tried to do this, but your efforts are just futile. They're not reaping any benefit. So just come to me. Come to me and I will give you rest. God knows the baggage that we carry. God knows that we're not coming from a zero playing field. God knows that we're not coming from a blank slate. God knows the burdens that we carry in our lives. And he's still saying, come to me, all you who are weary, and I will give you rest. I've experienced the rest of Jesus. I've experienced that. I've experienced the peace. That is one thing that I really needed in my life and still need in my life. Not just hecticness, not just because my life is hectic and busy and all this kind of stuff. It's because sometimes my life is sad. My life is tough. Things aren't always positive, and sometimes my heart is heavy, right? And Satan kicks it into overdrive and starts to pummel me down in those places. And when I try and fight it, and when I try and get through it, it just takes so much energy. It takes so much energy to get through the day that you're just tired, and you just want peace. You just want to be content. You just want to be okay. And God is saying, I am with you through all of that. And I know what you're going through. And I know that this is a constant slog. But you know what? Come to me. Come to me because you're weary, and I will give you rest. So my encouragement to you is, I just wanted to explain the reason why I was inspired by this passage today is because ever since I've gotten the dog is named, or our dog Karen and our dog is named Luna, beautiful dog, and but she's a foster, she's a rescue, and we have absolutely no idea the mistreatment that she experienced. But I can tell you now that she is still adjusting. She's afraid of me. She's scared of me. Karen was able to pat her yesterday, but she's still very skittish, and she's still adjusting to our house. She's still adjusting to both of us. And for me, when I saw her, both me and Karen were like, we're ready to go the long haul. This dog, our house is going to be her forever home. We've decided that. We've chosen that. And so we've decided to love her unconditionally and stuff like that. It's only saddened that though she's not a brand new pup, if she was a brand new pup, then that's that blank slate. Then if I train her, if she's obedient, if she's disobedient, that's more on me because she's coming from a blank slate. But when we accepted this dog, when we accepted Luna, we accepted the fact that she did not come from a blank slate. She did not come at a starting point of zero. She came with a lot of trauma, with the trauma that we don't even know. She came with a lot of baggage, and she came with a lot of history. And so for me, and I was like, yeah, we're going to go, we'll do it. We're happy to do it because we want to provide for her a safe environment. And the more and more I was realizing that, and the more and more that me and Karen wanted to do that for Luna, the more and more I started to understand and recognize what God was saying when he was saying, bro, life is tough. Life can sometimes be a slog, and sometimes you're doing it for nothing. Sometimes you're feeling that you put all this effort in for nothing, but you know what? Just come to me, and I will give you rest. Though you have baggage, though you are broken, though you were hurting, though your wounds haven't healed yet, I know all of this, and I know how the world can treat you, and I know how the world I know how the world can, what the world can do to you. So come to me. Come to me if you are weary. Not if you are weary. Come to me because you are weary, and I will give you rest. And that is an invitation, not just for me. That God is not just saying to Bees, but He's saying, "Come to me, all who are weary, everyone who is in need." And I would say we are all in that basket. So I pray that you'll accept the invitation, that if you are weary, not if, when you feel weary, when you are weary, that you would approach the throne of Jesus Christ and allow Him to give you rest and peace and be content in Him. Let's have a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for today. And Lord, I just pray that you can show us, reveal yourself to us in a brand new way so we can find you and seek you out and acknowledge you as a refuge. We can recognize you as a protector, but we can also recognize you by the power of the Holy Spirit, that you are also the comforter, that you are the one who is willing to carry our burdens, that you are the one that is willing to take the burdens upon yourself and give us rest and give us peace, and give us a sense of being content. And so, Lord, I just pray that you make it the desire of our heart that we can reach out to you so we can find peace and rest in you. Lord, I pray that you continue to bless and guide us and give us a brand new experience of who you are. I ask this all in your loving name. Amen. Thank you so much for joining me for on Instagram, not so live. Well, not live. I'll post it later. But thank you so much for joining me today on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. This is not live. This is a pre-recording. Hopefully you still were able to receive a blessing from this. Have yourself a great, is that Jaden? Hey, God bless you, bro. Have yourself a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. I'll try and wake up early and do a COVID devotion live because this feels a bit weird. Irrespective, I just hope that you had a blessing, whether you're watching it late on Sunday night like you are, brother, or if you're actually watching it on the scheduled time on Monday morning. Either way, I hope God blesses you. I'll see you on Tuesday, whenever that comes, whether it's pre-recorded or not. But in the meantime, stay safe, stay blessed. Peace out. Much love. Laters.